5th grade, you did it in 6th grade, and now it's a review. All right, in 7th grade. 100% of the time, circumference and area is on all standardized tests. All right, so again, super duper important. All right, what is pi? Tell me. No.
Circumference divided by diameter.
Yes, please remember that. What is pi? Pi is defined as the circumference divided by the diameter. Pi is a constant, which means now, William, pi is approximately
3.141592654.
You are amazing. That is correct. That is pi. All right. It's always, whenever you read out numbers, it's always a what? An approximation, because there's never an end to pi. All right. So with that in mind, all right, yesterday I asked for circumference, and some of you gave me area. All right. So the formula for area of a circle, area equals, what was it? You remember?
Is it pi times the radius squared?
Yes, very smart. So area equals pi r squared. Pi r squared. All right, now I always try to tell kids, how do you remember the difference between circumference and area? Circumference is one-dimensional. Area is what? Two dimensions. So you need a length and a width, or you need two variables to find area. So how are there two variables here? Because that is technically pi times r times r. That gives you the two dimensions. All right? But again, we have the square button on our calculator, so it's going to be super, super, super easy. All right? Now again, just like yesterday, all right, bless you. Just like yesterday, you're going to write the formula, plug in the radius, and then give me the answer. Do you hear that, Alden?
Yes.
Every single time. Not sometimes. Not when you get home and you don't have much time to do your homework, so you just write the answer. All right? So, number 1, here we go. Now again, A, first one, A equals pi r squared. A equals pi, what is the radius? 7 squared. A is approximately, and I said 2 decimal places. So now you type it on your calculator, pi times 7 squared. Now the square button, remember, is generally the x2 button. It looks like that, the x squared button on your calculator. Find that and make sure you're using that. All right, so Oscar, our area is what?
153.994.
94. And then now you measure area with squares. So we say meters squared. We say meters squared. All right. Number 2, again, write down A equals pi r squared. All right, Ryan, in this case, what's the radius? Yes, thank you. All right, and now when you're ready, tell me what the answer is. About 12.56, is that what you said? 12.56 yards squared. Perfect. You're up. Number 3. Write down the formula. A equals pi r squared. Now you got to be careful. What's the radius? She's doing it. Thank you very much. So your area is roughly
20.42.
I don't think so. So do pi, just to make sure, times 6.5 then hit the square button. Then you have to hit equal.
Oh, 132.
There we go. Say it again, 132.73
73.
square feet. All right, what?
I got 132.65.
I remember what we said. Are we arguing over the little small decimal places different? No. All right, we're not. Go.
I got 400. I don't know how.
Okay, so we might be wrong, so we're going to double check ourselves. Pi times 6.5 squared. Tell me that.
Okay, now I got 42.2.
Now the question is, now here, listen to me.
Oh, wait, I got it. Wait.
Yeah, because you have to hit the equal button. All right, that's the problem with some of you. You have to hit the equal button because it will square, and then if you don't hit equal, boom.
Yeah.
You with me?
I need to tell you, yesterday the server was down for the textbook company, and so there are a couple of other people in other classes that needed to get on, and I couldn't do anything about it. So you might.
Well, we talked about how to. I just told them if there's a problem, they can screenshot and send the information to each other.
Right, but I just want to help the other. There were 2 other kids. I don't remember who they were.
Yeah, who else needs their? It's like I don't. You guys need all your passwords and stuff.
Okay, well, just come up during snack and I'll help you. Okay, but you might announce it in the other classes because people came to me all day yesterday, and I don't know if it has something to do with their server being down or. And I'm sorry.
Yeah, I used my book all day yesterday. I mean, that's what I was confused about. Seems like some worked and some didn't.
Yeah, well, they shut it down in Boston because it was so cold yesterday. We had trouble with IXL too. So anything out of Boston yesterday was not working.
Okay, so now again, this is why I'm telling you in class, you're practicing with your own calculator and making sure you're getting your right answers because you don't want to make a mistake on that. Right? Let me help you fix how you're using a calculator if you're getting the wrong answers. What?
I have a question.
That's okay, come on.
So I don't get why you first, in the first problem, number 1, you put A equals RR, and then you put A equals R
Well, RR is the same as R squared.
squared. So you just write 1.
No, you just write A equals pi R squared. That's all you're doing on your calculator. Pi times the radius squared. Right? I was just saying R squared, you should understand, means R times R. I don't have any more calculators. I told everybody I had probably 6 or 8 of them. I let people borrow them, and they never turn them back. So I'm down at least 20 calculators this year. All right, they're all gone. I have no more. All right. No one gives them back. All right. So number 3. All right. Where am I at? Mr. Strickland, you're up. Write the formula for me.
A equals pi r squared.
Beautiful.
And then it's A equals pi 3.6 squared.
Beautiful.
And that is 40.71.
And then we would say kilometers squared. Please don't forget that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it doesn't matter at all, but we're going to round, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so it'll be 40.72.
Okay.
That's what it should be.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. What?
Is there any reason why you put the radius in parentheses?
To show that it's multiplication. Do you agree? All right. Here we go. Number 5. Hunter, you're up.
Okay, so A equals pi r squared.
Good.
So A equals pi and then 5.25 squared.
Beautiful.
So A is approximately 86 or 86.660.
60?
Mm-hmm.
And then what units?
Centimeters squared.
Yes, we always measure area with squares. We always measure area with squares. All right, I'm feeling pretty good. All right, so let's do number 6. All right, Kara, you get the one that's like an ERB question. These are the ones that are super, super, super important. All right, so why don't you read it to me and then tell me what's going on. So do you see what the picture is demonstrating, right? Like here's your camera, right? Can it see inside your house?
Yes.
Can the camera see inside your house? No, right? Because if your camera is here, please watch, everybody. Put your hand down. Just relax. Here's your camera. It can go this way, right? But then when it goes here, it's out of its line of sight. It can't move any further, right? So then it goes this way, right? And then it's done moving, right? You all know, you've seen that before. Cameras can, right? Some cameras, if you put them up against the wall, like if I had a camera in here, which is what I recommended for them, put a camera up in their corner, does it have 360-degree capability? No, because it's going to run into this wall. It's going to run into that sidewall. Put your hand down, all right? You with me on that? So I'm trying to get you to understand now. I want you to try to tell me how I could figure out what this red area is. What's that red area going to be? Now watch this real quick before you answer. Right, I'm going to draw this right here. Right? Uh-oh, that was bad. That's the rest of that circle, right? But the problem is we can't use that part. Okay? So I'm trying to give you a little hint. All right, so now, what do you think we're going to do? That's right. So tell me what the area of the circle is going to be. Beautiful. Okay. So what's my radius? 20. Tell me what that full area would be about. Loud and proud for me. 1,000. So if it could do 360 degrees, that's how much area, right? So now what do I have to do now? Good job, kiddo. Good job. Divide that by 4. And tell me what that is. .6 what? 16. All right. So now I need you to carefully think about it, please, because like I said, it's a great ERB question. All right. So what is my area? Put your hand down. So what's the red area? Very. Yes, that is exactly right. So we now would go 1,256.64 minus 314.16. And I'm waiting for that. Point what?
48.
And then we would say square feet. I'm really proud of you, girl. That's very, very good. Now, how did you know it was 1/4 though? You just kind of estimated? Right. Now, can someone tell me how we knew it was 1/4? Tell me.
It's a 90-degree.
It's a 90-degree angle, right? 90 degree is 1/4 of the circles. Everybody agree with that? Come on now, please. I'm trying to help you with ERBs. If you're not paying attention, if you're not listening to me, these are the harder ones that are generally on the ERBs that aren't that hard if you're paying attention and you're practicing with me. Now, can anybody tell me a quicker way to do that? Instead of dividing by 4, what is another way, and then subtracting? What are you thinking?
Multiply by 1/4.
You can multiply by 1/4, or you can actually...
Times the foot.
No? Yeah, that's exactly the same. Exactly the same. What do you think?
Could you time about 1/3?
No, not by 1/3, definitely.
Could you multiply it by 1/4?
Nope.
Subtract by 3.
Yeah, so listen to me. Not subtract by 3/4.
Divide.
Now listen to me. I want everybody to put on their calculator. 1256.64. Put that on. That's the whole circle. I said put it on your calculator, guys. You're not watching me. All right, that's annoying. Don't watch me. I said put the number 1,200 and whatever it was, 56.64 on their calculator. All right, times. Now I want everybody to look at my picture now. This right here represented 1/4. So I subtracted out 1/4. How much would be left? So times by 3/4. Times it by 3/4. Now what's that? Is that the same answer?
Yeah.
That's the same answer. So there's two methods, right? You can take the 1/4 and subtract it out, or you can just say, hey, the red part represents what? 3/4 of the circle. All right, so we do 3/4 times the area. Come on now, that's really important, guys. All right, the application to area is what most people can just, I can say, give you a formula and say, okay, plug the numbers in. We can all do that now. It's a little bit harder when I ask you, okay, what is the application part of that? All right, that's what I need you concentrating on. All right, so that was excellent. All right, so I want number 7 now. CC, you're up. Read me number 7. It's right up there on the board. Okay, so obviously now we're going to make a donut, right? So here's my donut, right? I don't know why they put a hole in it. It seems kind of dumb to me, put a hole in a donut.
Yeah,
Right.
it means it makes it less.
Makes it less. I want the whole thing. I don't want just part of the
I don't
donut.
like it the power of
Right?
Yes.
Right, yeah. Why would you do that?
All
All right. So now, here we go. All right, I'm drawing my donut. All right, and it has a radius of what? 8, right? Then I'm cutting out a circle for the hole.
Didn't it say diameter?
Does it say diameter? Thank you, Smarty Pants. All right. So because the diameter is 8, that means the radius is what?
4.
The radius is 4. All right. So here we go. So I'm gonna fix that. All right. And we're gonna put that radius is 4, and then what's the radius of the hole? 1.5. All right. So now this originally was my donut, correct? Well, you tell me what half of 3 is, and then you can correct me. Okay? All right. Then what we're doing is we are now cutting the hole, and there's my donut. Right, so I want CC, tell me how to find the actual area of the donut. Right, now what we're going to do right now is we're going to say A equals pi capital R squared. Does it really matter if I'm using capital R?
Yes.
No, it makes no difference, but I'm trying to tell you that how many circles are involved here?
2.
So the bigger one is
The bigger circle.
capital R, and the smaller one is lowercase. All right, so CC, go from there. What do I do? Good. I can't hear you. 50.27, and this is centimeters squared. All right, so now what do I have to do? The next circle, so good job, kiddo. Good. Everybody okay with that? So now how do I find how much I get to eat. Shh. You subtract them. That's exactly right. So let's go ahead and do that and tell me. So that's how much you would get to eat, 43.17 square centimeters. Again, guys, the application is the hard part. All right, that's what's important. All right, the other problem is just plugging numbers in a calculator. You're not going to get that on the RVs this year. All right, you're going to have to think through the questions. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Does everybody agree that really wasn't that hard? Draw the picture if you're not sure, like I did. All right, so now with the homework, what did I ask you to do? I want to see.
1 to 26.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to see if there's anything hard. Find the area. We did 20. All right. So I want everybody to look at number 21. We're going to do 21 together now. All right. Make a spot for 21. All right. Now, again, this is something I think that's really hard. All right, so I want to talk about it. Make sure you're good. All right, then I'm going to let you go and finish up. All right, it says, the trunk of the General Sherman tree in Sequoia National Park has a circumference of 102.6 feet. Does everybody know that's huge, correct? So if you've ever been out and seen the redwood forest, all right, that's what they're talking about. All right, there are trees that big, huge. All right. So it has a circumference, stop talking now, has a circumference of 102.6 feet. If the tree were cut down at the base, what would be the area of the cross section? So essentially, here's what they're asking, right? So you have a huge tree, they cut it down, all right, and then what they do is they look at this cross section, all right? So the circumference of this guy was what? The circumference was 102.6 feet. Now, what does circumference mean again? Someone tell me. What was it? What was it?
Around the circle.
Distance around the circle. That's exactly correct. All right. Now, they're asking, what is, because we know this, the distance around, because we know that, believe it or not, it is possible now to find the area. But in order to find the area, I have to figure out what first. You have to figure out what the radius is. All right. So does anybody remember what the circumference formula? Because we wrote it 30 times yesterday.
Pi times diameter.
Yes, pi d. So here we go. So now we're going to do 102.6 is equal to pi times d. All right. So quickly, tell me what the diameter is.
Oh,
Yes, quickly. Diameter is approximately. Remember what? How do we solve that?
division.
Right.
So
102.6 divided by, then you hit the pi button on your calculator.
32.6.
32.66 approximately. All right. So that would be feet. So now, what would be the radius? Divide that by 2. So we say the radius is approximately 16.33 feet. All right. Anybody have any questions with that? Now I need the. Go ahead. Tell me.
How do we find pi?
Yeah. You weren't here yesterday. That's part of the problem, right? But it's just a formula. So to find the diameter, you divide by pi. And then you divide by 2 to divide the radius.
Well, I get that, but how do you get the b?
I divided both sides by pi.
Oh, okay.
Right? Then I did 102.6 divided by pi. Okay, good. All right. So now what's the next step?
So when I did the
A equals
pi times
r squared.
yeah, and then so I got 837 and 70. Oh,
Okay.
47.
So the area of the cross section was again? Tell me again.
837.
And then we'll say square feet. But again, I'm not taking his word for it. I'm asking you guys to do the problem on your calculator and see if that was good. Do I agree with that? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions with that? All right. Now, the last thing I want to do with you is this right here, guys. Please look here at question number 24. How do I find the area of that guy? What do I do?
First you form a full circle,
And then,
then find the radius.
okay.
So.
Well, no. Come on. I want you to just be able to tell me, how do I find that area? It's simple.
You divide by 2.
What do I divide by 2?
The final answer would be
Final answer, right? Because it's half of a circle. So it's just pi r squared divided by 2, right? Now, here's the hard part. What about 26?
divide by 4.
Divide by 4. They kind of give it away because they say it's a what? Quarter of a circle. Over here, semi means half. All right, is everybody good with that now? Yes, sir.
For the dot, it says like 8 millimeters. Is that the radius? Or is that the
Yeah, so this is something I want to talk about. To me, if I was looking at that, that's saying that the whole thing, right? So I think the diameter here, that's a very good question. Diameter is 8 millimeters. All right, diameter is 10 feet here. All right, but this is the radius because it's only showing that part of it. All right. Now, guys, pretty good. Remember what I said. Write the formula, plug the numbers in, use the calculator. That's the deal. Guys, I want you spread out. We're not saving paper in here. All right, I don't want you writing it all on one line. Like that's of value. Spread out. All right, I want to see neatness. All right. And order. That's perfect work right there. Yep. Go take care of that. All right. All right, get to work.